guys, what's going on, guys? With my bully, another episode. I think we're near completion. I think about 2.2% done, but I think we did a good job clearing most of the stuff. We did a pretty decent job. We have class, but I don't think we have to go back to class. Let me see. We have one more day of classes left, but we do need to run and bike. So let's just get on the bike. I mean, let's just run around for a bit. If we have class, we're gonna pretty much spend the whole day just running. And I guess I'll do another episode biking, but it depends on what classes we have. We have shop and photography, which shouldn't be too bad. We are going to spend most of today just so we're just going to be mindlessly running and just having dialogue while we do that.
You ever find a job? Come by my office.
I don't even know how much that is. That sounds like a kilometer.
Playing hooky, are we?
We have chemistry, so we won't have I guess we just do Aaron.
Hey, amigo. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, I appreciate you doing my job for me.
I appreciate you doing my job. Gotta love it. Yes, we should be running. Call this episode like track and field or some shit.
This what you're looking for?
Oh, thank you. Thanks a ton.
Just keep running around, see if we can find more stuff. I'm not even sure how to scale it. Like, what's kilometer in running? Which is like, I'm sure it's the same distance.
Trick you being a clown.
Nah, I passed all the classes.
You don't have permission to be here. So get lost before.
shine.
If I'm honest, I detest
Test is that. Like, what do we get to? That only brought us up 1 kilometer. 100 kilometers is a lot of running. Like, we would spend all day just running around aimlessly. We don't have anything to buy. We're really just waiting for class. So that's what I'm gonna use these days.
Have you seen him?
Was with this. You're
So they could just assault old men.
I hate you.
How's it going?
Just running around aimlessly. Like, I just want to get the. I know biking is gonna be faster, but running is gonna take a long time. So I might as well just. Ah man, I'm excited. You know, with GTA 6 coming out and all that stuff, it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for the games. And hopefully it's gonna be great. It's just, you know, we're having, it'll be lit. I'm just running around, just trying to get as much, what you would call it, as possible. Yeah, you know. I feel like times are changing, man. And I'm not trying to say that as like an old person. I'm not even that old. I'm not even really that old person. It's just more like things are changing. The world's definitely not the same as it used to be. And that's not nothing to be sad about. I just think it's very interesting to see the dynamic where everything is going. Everything is, you know, what you call it? What's the word for everything is like a hot take, or like everything is just reactionary responses to things. Like there's not a lot of in-depth, like Socratic level style thinking. Everything is like, how can I say something to get a reaction from somebody, which is cool. I mean, and we went from like TikTok joining the stage and cooking our attention span to, you know, now it's kind of, if you don't like kind of like partake in the status quo, then, you know, you get not blackballed. It's just you're not prioritized as a content creator. Like, for one, I'm not a big fan of thinking that you have to, you know, stream every single thing you're doing. Or, you know, streaming is a good avenue. Obviously, video on demand is always going to be a thing. So, you obviously fuck with video on demand. It'll always be around. But, you know, everything is just kind of like, you know, superficial, and it always kind of was to an extent, but now it's, you know, with the cell phones, they kind of really mapped everybody out with that cell phone shit already. So they kind of know they already got you on that end, and you know, obviously AI is becoming a thing. AI has always kind of been a thing. But now it's obviously becoming more accessible. We've seen it with YouTube videos. Like, you can hear it in the fucking script. It's like an AI reading the script, and it's like, for me, that is, I'm not saying it's not like, I'm not anti-AI in the sense it's very helpful for automating very rudimentary things that you shouldn't be spending all day kind of working on. But at the same time, I've seen it strip people's critical thinking. Like, in terms terms of even just writing a sentence. Like, it's like we can't write sentences anymore. Like, we can't think of our own thoughts. Like, you know. So it gets to that point.
Part of town.
You get really discouraged by shit like that. You feel me? I'm not the biggest fan of what I see going on. It just is what it is, man. Everything, I don't know. It's just, everything is like kind of cheap. You know what I mean? Like cheap views, cheap clicks, data wars, all that stuff is going on. And by no, Aaron. So we can talk while we do this, but by no means am I like.
The building I live in just got condemned. Everyone's out on the street. It's awful.
That's sad.
Who knew that the world is run by all the wimps who got beat up in school?
Right like a typical man.
So the trick to this Miss Abby one is to not. There's like a little passage where you can take here. But yeah, you know.
I saw one of those boys from Woolworth sneaking through my backyard last night.
We're living in this generation where it's just
My
kind of
doctor is
like
so
everybody just wants.
handsome, but he's never taken a bride. I'm sorry, dear. That Lola is a floozy, if you ask me.
You know, and
I know Mike. Timmy couldn't be responsible for all this. Or is his name Tommy? No, Jimmy, no. I think it's Jimmy.
You know what I mean? It's not so bad. If there's tracks nearby, I think Galway is on the verge of total.
yeah, we're just living in this crazy time. You know, everything is like fame. Everything is like, you know, I want to be famous, or I want to be, and I feel like now in 2026, people have like gone away from admitting that, you know, saying like, hey, I want to be famous, I want to be this, I want to be that. People have gone away from that, and you know, it's just not ideal. All right, we'll just beat that in here now. But yeah, it's just a weird dynamic we're dealing with right now. Where are we at now? About to hit 80. I don't think we're gonna get this anytime soon. I think what we should do is try to 100% the game as fast as possible. So I think for this final episode, I'll make a stipulation. I know every episode is one day, but you guys don't want to watch me fucking just run for 15 minutes and then end the video. It's not a video. So I think it's best that we kind of change the approach of how we do it. So we will be doing, we'll just be doing everything we can in one episode. I think we'll just call it a finale episode, like wrapping up loose ends. It'll be a little longer than normal, but that's fine. Again, we really need to go to class as soon as we possibly can. Because I don't know if maybe 100%ing the classes will help, you know, with that, but we'll see. Okay, after English is always gym art. So again, we gotta just burn as much time as we humanly can. And that means we might have to go to class. Let's see if we can do another errand. There's one here is like, can you get my old lady and see if I have to pay her? Alright. But I haven't seen it.
Oh, your pants gear.
Yeah, no. Alright. But yeah, again, going back to my rant, I just, you know, even everything is like a parasocial. I remember when I was a kid, I would watch YouTube, and I would want to actually like get to know these people.
Shopping in town, yeah.
It's gotten to a point where I don't think that's the case. I don't even think people really want to know who we are anymore. I think it's burnt out. Everybody kind of wants instant gratification. Dopamine is like, you know, people pushing that as hard as they can. Yeah, it is hard, like I said. So let's go try to just finish hard as fast as possible. Or we could just spend the day running again. I don't really care. Where are we at? 80? Almost 80. Like, it's gonna take us a little bit of time to get to 80, 100K running, which is kind of crazy, but you know, it is what it is. We're over 80 for bikes, right? Yeah, we're like 15 away with the bike, so just keep running and shit. I us some time to get 21 kilometers. You know, and I don't know. It's just hard to make friends at this time, at this point. Like, I have friends in real life, don't trip, but it's also like, you know, it's like pulling teeth to do things with friends, and it's just not ideal. So, I'm not the biggest fan. Again, we're gonna spend another day just running around and just chatting. I haven't really talked in a long time, in the sense, like, I talk during my videos, but, you know, I spent the first half of, or the first portion of this channel's his life just try to be entertaining, laugh, all that good jazz, fun stuff. But it just, I'm not, you know, I've, you know, tried to give you guys more content. I know you guys like to watch the game. I don't know what everybody likes. I think it's a good place for me to start. I don't know where we are. I don't know where life is right now. And I'm sad because the world has changed from what I've known, what I grew up with. Does that mean like I'm like anti what's going on? Not completely. I think there's some benefit to it, definitely, like in the medical sense. Like AI will definitely help with, you know, helping find these like cures for disease and things like that. I just think it's gonna reshape our brain, and I guess change is always scary, but it's not the end of the world. What I am afraid of is the type of dynamic that everybody is kind of going in. At this point, I feel like everybody's kind of focused on how they feel about it.
Why aren't
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, we've gone from community tribe-based living to obviously things being different. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same anymore, and we all can quite frankly agree to that. I want to see what he's gonna do.
Oh, brother!
He's so bad. He just couldn't tell him.
I can't believe Bucky just did that. But yeah, if I don't know if I'm making it today in any sense here, but that's the point I'm making. We are not living in a society where community is prioritized. We live with parasocial things going on. There's no real genuine connection. You can't hold anybody accountable for anything that they do because they feel like it's all incentivized or all the case for everything that's, you know, here. Everyone believes the incentive is to, you know, what gets the most views, clicks, all that, and that's just, this doesn't that's not a validating metric in my opinion. Like, I haven't spoken about this on this channel, but for this channel, for instance, I have not, you know, this channel I love this channel to death. I love what I do for it. I make videos every day. This is, you know, me authentically being myself, playing the games that I love, I enjoy, and I know some people do have a fan-like appreciation for it. So I say all that to say that with that appreciation, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, I upload the videos every day. I check who's looking at it, who's checking it out, and obviously, like, it's not the biggest channel in the world. It's actually really small. We have 69 strong members here, which I think is awesome. We've been on 69 for like the whole month of June, which I think is amazing. And I'm just really happy for it because, you know, I've always wanted to do this. Like, I've always wanted to, and not be a content creator because that's too cliche, that's too like simple-minded. I always wanted to just create and produce content, and I've done it in many avenues, shapes, and forms. Like, I started off my, I guess, media career making music, and I used to make, you know, I make instrumentals and beats and things like that. Everybody had that type beat journey through, you know, work and stuff, or like, you know, and then I got into a media job, and I was working that, and you know, that's what I do on my day-to-day. And with that, you know, I was going to school, and I was trying to make it as a musician, and I saw how difficult and time-consuming it really was. I saw how much I was losing myself through it, and I was like, you know, it wasn't like the return on investment wasn't what I was hoping for, and I was just kind of like, you know, like I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to be famous, but like I'll put in the work to make as much money as I could. And then I realized that there was almost a direct, I'm gonna emphasize that word almost, there was an almost direct correlation between you know, like the integrity of the product and and how much money you were gonna make from it. So in my eyes, I didn't want to be like, I wanted to make money, but not like money wasn't the root of the drive for me and still really to this day. Music and music has always been a form of self-expression for me, whether it's lyricism, dance, word, like beats, like drumming. Like I've always loved music, and you know, I used to sing in my church when I attended, and I wanted to be a drummer in church. And one thing holding me back was I was really shy about it. I was really shy, and I didn't like to expose myself to people in that aspect or in that shape or in that form. So with that, I was really shy. I was really misunderstood as a person, in my opinion. I feel like when I was growing up, especially like growing up as in where I grew up, there was a lot of different cultures blending into one culture at the time. And you know, obviously, like I've mentioned multiple times that you know from Panama, Panamanian family, and you know, I came to the States as a child, and you know, it was a great opportunity, but it opened my eyes and took the veil off of what was really going on. And what was really going on was that, like, I'm around these people that are also from, you know, maybe you have like out of 100, maybe like 2 or 3 Panamanian, you know, with a lot of Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Guyanese, Haitians, you know, anybody from the Caribbean. So I grew up with a lot of Caribbean folks, and you know, there's the connectivity that, you know, there was a connection that, you know, we were all island people. But at the same time, it was also like, it was hard. I felt misunderstood. Like I felt like I didn't gather everything, and I was young at the time, so maybe it was just my mindset wasn't really right for that like idea. But you know, it's just a different experience. Like when you go on YouTube and you hear like the experience of others, my experience never resonated with me. Like I never felt like my story was ever being told, and especially because, you know, in the States, in America, like what I noticed was that, you know, they'll blend you into like a group of people, and you know, they'll kind of just lump you into that, and there's no nuance or any like real type of deep thinking. So it's like those rage baity hot takes about, you know, people of a certain race or religion or whatever. That's what gets people's attention, not the truth or reality of what was really going on. And what was really going on was just like it was this misunderstanding. I didn't know where I fit in. I didn't know where I belonged. The music was good, but you know, I didn't know how to do some of the dance moves, maybe, you know, and that stuff. I know it sounds silly, but that stuff is what really keeps you connected to people, you know. So I always think about those things. Those things always did not bother me, but it was always something that I did think about. And obviously going to school, like, you know, I liked tech things, and I wasn't necessarily the most social person. I wasn't the most like socialite kind of guy. Like I was pretty chill. I had my friends, and you know, I was pretty normal. I liked, you know, I played basketball in high school, about 1 year of that, and I wanted to play basketball like very seriously, but it was just not in the cards for me. Like I took it seriously, but I didn't have the mental toughness at the time that I needed to play that sport at the level I wanted to play at the way I saw myself. Like basketball was definitely not something that I would say I was talented in. Basketball, and that's why I love the sport, because I got really good at it because I worked really hard at it, and I didn't have a natural talent for it. Like, I didn't have a natural gravitation towards the sport. And I know a lot of people who know me be like, yeah, insert, you know, Andre or whatever my real fucking name is, which I may or may not disclose. I probably already did, but it doesn't matter. But they'd be like, yeah, like, you know, he's more of a basketball player. And it's like, I only played basketball because, like, I did like it a lot, but it challenged me. Like, I was really bad at it. Like, I used to really suck. And I used to, it was like, obviously, like, bragging rights, especially where I'm from. Like, you gotta know how to play ball. So that became something that I started doing, playing basketball. And it gave me the confidence I needed at the time, but it wasn't grounded in what I really needed. In all truth, in all honesty, like, you know, I should have played basketball and then other sports. I shouldn't have just stuck to one sport. But then at the same time, I also was focused on my education. And I know it doesn't sound crazy. Education is important. I was focused on it. And, you know, the school I went to at the time they weren't too dedicated to sports. Like, if you were naturally talented at the sport and you, like, you know, that was different. But, you know, my school was very academically driven, and their incentive was to get us to go to college. So when I was in high school, middle school, like, it was about going to college. My goal was to get to college. And my school was really good at it. When I actually started my university, I actually finished high school when I was, 17, 18 years old. Normal age for everybody in the United States, most likely. But I was, you know, I took AP, I took dual college level classes and shit like that. And I took my education very seriously. And I wanted to get out of college as fast as possible with the least amount of debt that I could. So boom, I got to college. And that was a whole experience. Like, I had a spiritual awakening.
You want me to be successful?
Hold on, what's my shit at now? 85. Okay, I was running for a minute. We was just running, talking, but this is a great method to just run the football field. But yes, I went to I was getting ready to go to college, and I wasn't really in the greatest mindset. Like, you know, like, I had to reevaluate friendships and reevaluate what I was prioritizing my time with, relationships, everything. Like, I had to put everything into perspective and say, like, hey, is this serving me or is it, you know, killing me? And honestly, I had hit a point where I knew it was killing me. It wasn't really helping my case,
Did you ever make it with one of the townies?
And I had to learn how to be on my own. Like, I had to learn how to, stand up for myself. Because it was like I was really good at, having my friends and shit, but then it was like when that was taken from me, or I had to give it up, however you want to look at it,
Kirby
and focus on, like, what I wanted, it was really lonely. It was really lonely. It was a lonely road. It was a lonely journey. And I try to be as poised and as strong and mentally tough, but trust me, guys, it was not the easiest experience. I went to university, and I'm not a person, I don't really like pull, like, race is, for me, is a social construct. It's made up. That doesn't mean racism's not a thing. That doesn't mean that, people aren't, prejudiced against you because of the color of your skin. That, we're never gonna take that away. And I'm a black guy. Like, I'm black, so I have to necessarily deal with, like, that kind of stuff, I deal with it on both ends, like, people telling you to get over it and people telling you to stand up for it. So it's kind of like, it's interesting. It's just a weird construct that people don't seem to fully grasp, because it's very easy to be ignorant about the subject. So boom. So it's whatever. So I go to college. I go to a predominantly white and Asian school, and that wasn't intentional. It was just logistically it made the most sense. I wanted to stay in state because my parents couldn't afford to send me to a 4-year university out of state and pay $200,000 for me to go to college. That just wasn't gonna happen, you know. And some people like to sugarcoat it, or like, no, my parents couldn't afford to do that. So I had to figure out, like, what college can I go to where I can get the best education, save the most money. And I ended up finding a school that was close to home, but not close enough where I would have to come home every day, but close enough where if anything ever went wrong, I can just hop on a train or get a cab and just go home. Like, mind you, I grew up, when I was growing up, my parents didn't have a car. Like, we didn't have a car, we didn't have certain luxuries. And that's not, you know, obviously not a knock to them. That's just the way life was. Like, that's how things were. And I know it's hard for certain people to kind of grasp that. Like, things were never, like... And I notice when I tell my story, people try to, like... Oh, yeah, but no, it's like, for me, the way I tell my story is I don't try to romanticize the pain, but you can just imagine, and I'll let you fill in the blank on how painful some of these moments and feelings were. Like, it just, you know, the feeling of inadequacy or feeling that you're not enough, or that shit, like, as a kid, I'm telling you, it will destroy the way that you view yourself. So, it definitely pushed me in this strange direction where I'm just like, okay, I don't know where I really belong, bro. Like, I don't know where I belong in this world. Like, I want to be an athlete, but I really wanted to play football, keeping it 1,000. Like, I wanted to play football. I was better suited being a football player. You know, obviously, I was built better for that, broader shoulders, all that shit. Like, I was built for that life, but I was afraid of getting hit, and I was afraid of being on the floor, and I was afraid of, mainly getting hit. I did not like to get hit. So, and I realized that young. I was like, there's a part of this game that's fun. The running, the tag, the Red Rover part of it. What are we at now? 87? Okay. The Red Rover part of it, but like the fucking tackling CTE part? Nah, fuck that. So, yeah, I'm gonna use this time to just rant. I never really rant on my videos. I notice people like when you talk. But anyway, yes. So, you know, going to college, whatever, and obviously I went to predominantly white school, predominantly Asian, more so Asian than anything. Like, my school was like Hong Kong for real. I had international students. I had kids from China, Vietnam, Tao, Korea. I had a lot of Korean. My first roommate ever in college was Korean. Chinese students, obviously. Like, my school was predominantly Asian. Then the next largest demographic was white students, Italians from the, yeah, you could just imagine. So, what class do we have? Bio. We'll just keep running around the field until we get 100. So you can imagine, yeah, I went to school, not a lot of people that look like me, but at the same time, that never really bothered me, because, like I said, you guys know I'm Panamanian, so in Panama, like, race is not the way that it's, like, presented to you like it is in America. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, some of those countries in Latin America are definitely, what do you call it? They definitely subscribe to that, to white supremacy. I don't give a fuck what anybody wants to tell me. I'm not stupid. They look up to white people, which is, again, for me, that's not necessarily the biggest problem in the world. But it definitely does affect the beauty standards, and it definitely affects how people kind of treat you subconsciously. In America, it's a little less dog whistle-like. And I mean, it's more dog whistle-like, and it's more flagrant and in your face, in a sense. You know, like, everything is about being racist. Like, everything is about race. You know, the first black XYZ, the first Asian XYZ, the first white blah blah blah. Like, that's, America's really good at pushing that kind of propaganda. And for me, it's like, then on top of that, there's like a psyops going on where it's like, if you're black, you must be pro-racist. Like, it's hard to explain. Or, you know, and then even that's a controversy in itself, because you say pro-racist, And then the whole argument is like, oh, people of color can't be racist. All right, fine. So then like the whole argument is like, because then it's like institutionalized thing, and by no means am I, you know, denouncing or saying that that's not true. You know, you get me? I'm not saying that's not the case. What I am saying is that, you know, it's just framed in a certain way in the States, and it's just not. It causes a lot of bias and then a lot of misinformation too on top of that. So then it causes this kind of like respectability thing where now it's like, oh, like these group of people shouldn't do this certain thing, which no matter how you frame that is racist. Like it doesn't matter. Like if you say like, oh, I'm just making this up, this is not definitive, like I had to stop running and look at the fucking camera. This is not definitive of any group. But if I said, yo, all Spanish people drink beer, that's racist. Like that's a racist thing for me to say. No matter how I want to frame it, if it's funny, it's a dumb thing to say. Or like saying like, oh, only black people eat chocolate ice cream. That's dumb. That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Ice cream is not race based. Like you can eat ice cream no matter what, as long as you don't have lactose intolerance. And you don't have tonsils or whatever, you don't have any irritation, you can eat ice cream no matter what it looked like. So, you know, that's kind of, those are the sentiments and things I hear. Those are the things I hear people say, and it's just kind of like, or like, oh, but then you have those extreme versions on that side. There's no left, right. It's just put it in that space where it's kind of like these group of people only do or don't do these sets of things that make, you know, so that's racist. If I say, oh my god, like black people need to stop listening to drill music, that's racist, my nigga, because it's like, what the fuck are you talking? And you hear, my nigga, yeah, that's racist, because it's like, bro, are you saying that that's all black people listen to? Anyway, I know I've been talking about race a lot. I've just been talking about, you know, like the shit that's going on, like the things that are going on that people are, you know, trying to put under the table and not talk about, you know. But there was a whole period of time where everyone was talking about being Jewish, everybody was talking about being Islam, and it's like now that's no longer the agenda, or no longer like whatever objective they had with that, and if they completed it, yes or not, it's like, okay, like it's to the point where what's the new argument? What are we now mad about? And there's many different wars and different psyops that's going on right now. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't talk about no gulag. I don't talk about no Epstein. Notice how I never mentioned the Epstein shit. And like, you know, peep that, because I don't give a fuck. Like, and the reality is, not that I don't give a fuck because it's kids. It's just like, it's just convenient that like that Epstein file shit fake as fuck. Because not that the Epstein files is fake, but it's the way everybody's reacting to it. I remember I had brothers. My brothers would tell me about Pizzagate and all that shit, and we would just look at them like they were fucking crazy. But now all of a sudden, it's like, oh my god, the Epstein files. Like, no, bro. Like, people literally called you crazy, and now they're trying to tell you that this is like this new groundbreaking thing. And it's like, bro, there's gonna be sickos doing sick shit all the time, bro. It's not about, you know, it's just weird. Like, it's just kind of strange, and the way they're just kind of like, bro, they're gonna let you like. Anyway, hold on. Before we continue, I was telling a story. Yes, before we went into the tangent about race and all that stuff, because that's tied into like the current political, socioeconomic stuff going on right now. All right, cool. Now, at the same time, you know, obviously I went to a school that was predominantly white, Asian, whatever. I had a few friends most of my friends were black in school, and I you know, college was a great experience. It was the most rebellious time I ever had in my life. I never was the rebellious type of person. I always, like, not that I was a rule follower, but I just, you know, I would conform. I'm not someone that would just like not conform to shit just because I didn't want to conform to stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if, you know, I would get with the program with certain things. I knew how to fall in line. I knew how to take orders for things. You know, so it was like, thinking back, maybe I should have did a little bit of time in the military, just because, you know, my personality and my big keen on discipline and fake suffering a little bit is like, it kind of pushed me into that. You know, I feel like I would have indulged in it a little better. I have family members that are in the military, all that stuff. So you know, going to school, and it was like I saw the world change before my eyes. I graduate, like, so I got to school, and I guess this was like the SoundCloud era, whatever the fuck that, like, however you want to describe that era. It was the SoundCloud era. Everything was, you know, rap. Everything was get rich quick. Everything was FL Studios, trap beats, whatever. You know, and I wanted to take part in it because I thought it was very, like, something bro, we used to drum on the tables in school, like, you feel me? So 90s, we had 91, so we'll just keep doing this for the whole day. We used to drum on the tables and do all that extra shit, and it's like, yeah, like, I'm watching these people just like be famous off of making beats. I'm like, I could do that, and I did. Like, I dead ass did. I was making beats, and then I started making records, and then I started a record label. And I wanted to do that, but then I saw how much capital it was, how much money I had to invest, how much money I had to be willing to lose just to fucking do music. And I was like, I was doing it. I didn't have a problem spending it, but the return on investment again wasn't there. So I had to pivot and get back to something else. And I used that leverage of me making music to get a job. And it might not have been in the same space. Like, I wanted to really work in music. I wanted to be a A&R. I wanted to be a producer for a major label. I wanted to be an artist for a major label. So I made my own record label. Really, it was not even really mine. Like, it was really like, my family is big on entertainment, and my family has always had dreams and aspirations of this. So it's like, I saw the opportunity, and I always looked up to my older brother, like I always did in terms of music, because, you know, like, it was definitely something that you had to be passionate about, and you had to take a lot of risk, and you had to, you know, it was, and I admired that part about it, but at the same time, it was also like, it also was like it was like we were dreaming a little too hard and we shot a little too far, and now it's like, it's hard for me to even really like engage with my peers, because now it's like having a conversation in 2026 is so funny. Like, you'd be like, oh, so yeah, I'm gonna give you an example. Did you know if you I'm just making this up. This isn't, I don't know how valid this is or not, but did you know if you take your, no, I don't want to give something with financial or anything, because that one is a little too crazy, but it's like, we'll just make it up. Yo, if you take $100, you go to the bank. Yo, did you know if you take $100, go to the bank, you can open an account, and then they'll give you an extra $2? Man, I knew that since I was alive, man. I've been knew shit like that. So it's like, if you've been knew these things, why are you not implementing it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of that. A lot of a lot of big talk. A lot of big talking is like, you can't big talk. For me, you can't big talk. Like, I'm not big on big talk. You can't big talk me into your shit. Like, you either gonna do it or not. Like, you either, like, it's either in you or not. And I feel like a lot of times it don't be in people. I really be outside. Like, that's the one thing about this that I really want to let people know. Like, I'm not saying I'm the toughest person. I'm not even saying I'm gangster. I'm not even tough like that. But I really be outside. I really see niggas outside. They don't really be like, it really be a facade. Like, or they be around niggas that they can manipulate or control. I've always been a nigga that's been hard to control. Like, in the sense, like, I'm not an animal, but like, you can't just tell me what to do, like, with no rhyme or reason. I told you I'm good at taking orders, but it gotta make sense. Like, I have to be like, it has to align with my values. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, anyway.
I'm over this place.
You know, whatever. I be going on these spiels, bro, and I don't know. I'm sorry if you guys like are trying to keep up. I just be ranting sometimes. But another thing too, like, I'm playing.
Girls are simple. They like.
You know, it's like everything is some kind of game, and I don't really. Man, it's really hard to say at times, man. Like, you really want shit to be good, but it's like you can't tell, like, you can't help other people with that. You know, and it's like, I use all this, like, this media stuff, this channel, like, all these things are like my passion. These are like my babies. Like, I love these things. What do we have now? 93.
Ever wonder what it would be like to be of the opposite sex?
Like I love my passion projects. And it's like I'm not someone who's like, oh, nobody's ever supported me. Like, no, that's not true. But it's also been a thing like when you do these kind of things, like when you have a gaming channel and a sports channel, and you make music and you want to help people with financial stuff, like it's like your peers are going to look at you a certain way. They're gonna look at you, it's weird, whatever. And I always found it funny because like I always felt like a loser for wanting to do these things because nobody around me was trying to do it. And then it was like they see some people get clout and they see people get money, and then you see a nigga like Kai Cenat. Like, mind you, I knew Kai Cenat on Facebook before he did before he became any of that. Am I saying it? Was I his best buddy? I knew the nigga from way deep and I would bust a gun for him. No, nigga, I don't know Kai Cenat like that. But the nigga from the Bronx, the nigga is from New York, and we definitely seen that nigga when he was trying to come up on his grind. On Facebook, he was a comedian. He would type statuses that used to be mad funny. And that's how I was introduced to him. Not this fucking streamer university or a live mafia thon. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I had to stop running in the game. I'm a grown ass man. I can't be standing around watching that shit. And I'm saying that because I seen other grown ass niggas doing that. I had to get that off my chest. Boom. That don't mean anything Kai Cenat doing is wrong. Like he's definitely an inspiration because he found the pathway. He found the way to success for himself. Now, the point I'm bringing up with all that is like, yeah, like, okay, boom. He does the streamer university thing. Niggas around me was saying go to that, and then I'm thinking, why would I go to that? And it's not because I shouldn't. This is dangerous as fuck. Just saying, this light on the touchdown shit is dangerous. Anyway, I'm not saying like don't support. Like, it's just kind of like, what am I getting out of going to Kai Cenat and joining that circus? Like, what am I getting out of that? It's not clout, because I don't really need clout. I'm gonna be for real. Like, I don't need clout. And I mean that in the most humble way possible. That doesn't mean I'm the coolest nigga alive. That doesn't mean I have the most bitches or whatever. That doesn't mean that I don't need clout. Like, for me, I don't need to be big or famous or cool, because one, it's all a facade, and then it's a facade. Two, they love you until they fucking hate you. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Even seen it in this game we played. Jimmy was bubbling up. He was getting cool, and then they said, "Fuck you." Because why? Because it's like with a lot of things. Like, people change. I know we played the Metal Gear Solid shit, but that Metal Gear Solid shit has been sticking with me for a long time since I finished it. Metal Gear Solid 2. No, the Fear in the Darkness line is great. Like, don't give into the fear, because when you give into the fear, the darkness comes. Like, that's my shit. Like, I really believe that. I don't buy into fear. Like, that don't mean don't be cautious and shit like that, but to live with fear is like that's not no way of life. Two, that was one, but then the one from Metal Gear Solid 3, Shorty said,
it's hard to be a
the boss, today's enemies, today's friends are tomorrow's enemies. Conflict changes with the times. Today's friends are tomorrow's enemies. And that's a fact. Everybody out in this world is out to get you. Not in a paranoid, have a gun at all times way, but it's like, bro, if you're 25 and under, or you're 25 and up, your peers are 25 and up. Like, your peers don't want to, like, your peers are not going to watch you play bully, running around a football field talking. Like, your peers aren't, because they want people to do that for them. And you have to understand that. Like, you have to understand that at the end of the day, it's all competition. That used to be understood. Like, even when it came to mating and getting ladies or whatever, now we've changed the whole, like, I guess, goal for it. Now it's about who can have the most sex, when it used to be about reproducing your genes. But it is what it is. So yeah, I say all that because it's like, yeah, no, I'm not really for everybody. Like, I don't cater to people and what they want. Like, I remember I watched back my first video of this bully scholarship one, and I was like, oh, like, I don't do this for money. I'm not a bum. at times I wanted to redact that, but you know, at times I also don't want to redact that statement. But the truth still holds true. Like, it's like I'm not giving up my self-respect and dignity
Losing my edge.
for views and clicks on this fake. Like, a lot of the comments is bots. You ever went on Twitter? Twitter is all bots. Twitter is all people with bot accounts and bot kind of comments. Like, and the social media platforms, they feed that up because why? That's what draws. That's where the money. That's where the advertisers are. That's what they're investing in. They're investing in you, keeping people on that app. You know what I'm saying? So there's really no incentive there for me. You know, it's like, and I'm not gonna sell you guys crap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know this is gaming. We just play games. We just have fun. Nothing too high stake, right? Nothing too serious, right? We just, you know, you give some advice. You could listen to it or not. It doesn't really matter to me. I gotta go to bed. Like, you can listen to it. You don't have to. I was just trying to see if we were gonna record or had any issues with recording, but it looks like we're good on space. Let me see. Okay, we'll do it until we get to 100, and then that's about it. But yeah, like, there's a lot of things that's not being incentivized. The world's changing. For the better or for worse, that's for you to decide. What side you stand on, that's for you to decide. But I'm not a fan of what's going on. They're literally taking the money, like the money that you and I go and work for. You know, I would fucking assume a lot of people don't fucking want work, and which is a part of the problem. You know, but you know, it is what it is. But they will literally, like, so if you want to advance money, like cash money to your bank account, like let's say you want to buy something and you don't have it, you can't get it. However, if you want to buy a computer, if you want to buy a microphone, if you want to buy junk that you can, you know, just kind of pay for, if they can sell you things, they'll let you buy now, pay later that shit, and they're gonna let you buy now, pay later that shit until you run yourself to the ground, and they'll let you buy your shit until you go into bankruptcy, because there's more money in you owing them than you paying back a full loan. You get what I'm saying? So they're more, and it's like, it's very predatory. Don't trip. It's very, like, they're predatory. They're predicating on people who don't have the financial literacy or fortitude to break through shit like that. So
if you're ever in doubt what to do, it's best to keep your mouth shut and keep working. So get to it.
Hey.
Shutting up and working, it works. All right, you're getting somewhere now. I guess you're not useless.
So they say, huh?
Good work, Hopkins.
I think we had to weld it again. Some oil, some WD-40 on that bitch.
Not too shabby, Hopkins.
Weld that again. God, a camera got me weak as fuck.
Shutting up and working, it works.
Now, I remember as a kid when your chain came off and you had to flip your shit over. Turned into a mechanic right there. All you had to do was put the chain back on the fucking shit.
Okay, son, you've learned what there is to learn. Anytime you want to come tool around, you're welcome to. Booyah!
That's fire. We got the ultimate bike. I feel like I haven't used the garage bike at all, really. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just there's faster bikes in the game.
I said I'd do it.
All right. What are we at now? 98.24. We still got 4 kilometers to go. Let's see if we can
A cardiovascular surgeon.
run around this building for a little bit until class starts.
Mr. Hattrick called me a twerp.
Because you are a twerp, you little twerp. But yeah, that's kind of the state of affairs in my mind. It's very, 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 very bleak.
Coolio!
very bleak. But I'm not someone who's doomsday, you know, need love survival guide shit. No.
This one.
We're good. I already beat this one right now. And I'm just, you know, I don't know. It's like the audience is changing, things are changing.
Good kisser. Too, son.
Damn, he knocked his ass out. But yeah, I'm just one guy, man. I'm just somebody with an opinion. Yeah, I feel about certain things. And I don't really feel a way about certain things.
Bet you thought you'd be doing something else right now. Hey, loser! Yeah, you! You suck!
96, 92.
Ah, stop it, pal!
Alright. We might bike to the carnival.
I sure hope nobody gives me.
I'm sure you'll all be happy to hear that this is the last assignment I have for you.
Take photos of the freaks. The freaks? Define freak. Anyway. She's super freaky. But yeah, that's my rant. Those are my spiels. I could ride it with a football. Alright, good. It's on now. I'm really excited for the channel. I'm really excited to see it grow. You know, I'm not super pressed about certain shit. I'm not pressed about I'm really happy that I have the ability to do this. And I'm happy for the journey that I've had, happy for the experience I've had. I've had a good life. It hasn't been perfect, and I definitely make the most of what it is. I don't harp on the negative. It's easy to think bad, easy to think forward thoughts. I'm just, yeah, that's not my forte, bro. Big on just keeping shit serious. Let's get these photos and let's get out of here. Fat bearded woman. Well, that would not be a freak show. That is normal everyday life now. Alright, easy one. Yeah. 97.4. Maybe if we run the class, maybe run back. We don't have time, so we're not like running more alert. But I'm excited for the channel. We have a lot of stuff coming out, and definitely with GTA 6 on the way. Be ready for that. We're definitely going to be priming, getting ready for GTA 6. We already did all the GTAs from 3 all the way to 5 on the channel, so if you want to, definitely check that out. You know, there was some funny moments there. But we will be doing 6. And it's gonna be and obviously with 6, I think I'm gonna go back to, so I wanted to use this time to kind of revisit some series that we've already worked on. You know, with that being said, Bully was the first title we've ever did, and then we did Metal Gear Solid after we did all the GTAs. There's a new Metal Gear Solid, I think I already explained this in the Metal Gear Solid 3 one. There's Metal Gear Solid Delta. We will be in suit, just like Bully Scholarship, we'll be jumping into Metal Gear Solid Delta, it'll just be a rerun of 3, and then we're gonna break into a new series, a new game, probably Halo, for a little bit. We're gonna do Halo, and then after Halo, I have in mind to do some anime, and when I say anime, I'm talking very, what's the word? I hate this word, but very, very mainstream, very like normie. Like I think anime is cool, but don't think that I am an anime expert or I don't have a fetish for it. Like I don't have a obsession for it. It's a good form of media. They write good stories.
You have a little bit of a rough edge, but I really think there's something special about you. I have no more assignments for you, Jimmy. I'll miss these afternoons we've spent together.
That's touching. I'll miss these afternoons. Me too.
Did you see that?
That would have been helpful like a few episodes ago, but whatever.
Ain't no stopping, Jim.
Graduation at we're at 99.51, man. That is interesting stuff. 99.51. We need like 0.4. So let's see what we got. Well, getting 100 on the kilometers is essential. So let's just kind of do that.
Like I want to see.
But yes, I'm just in a state of affairs, and you know, the world isn't going to get any better without saying anything about it. And I'm not a fan of what we got going on. I want us to, you know, I want the world to be better.
I don't know.
But obviously people don't have a fundamental understanding about money and all this other things. They kind of just know from what they've experienced. But you know, life is going to change, and we need new leaders and new people in charge because you know, these people who are in charge now, and they're not really too focused on, you know, the future. They're focused on how they can make an impact now, or maybe they, you know, whatever they want to input in the future, just so that they can always be remembered. And I am kind of over it. I feel like a lot of these people need to go. I feel like a lot of the people. We just need some new faces, some new ideas, some new thoughts, some new body language, some new experience. Like I feel like it's all dated, and everybody's trying to keep the status quo, and I don't really care to keep the status quo. I don't give a fuck about the status quo. At 1,000, so it is what it is. Yeah, we're gonna keep running around the field until we hit 100. That should be after like maybe like 2 or 3 more times going around, and then I'll grab the bike and just bike around indefinitely. I think biking will definitely be 1,000,000 times faster than running 100 kilometers. You know, so that's my spiel. Like I think the parents of the generation after me suck. So anybody who has kids that's anywhere from age 12 or even 14, 0 to 14, I think these are the worst sets of parents I've ever seen. No discipline being installed into the kids. Slapping the iPad in their face really early. They don't need access to a screen because you can clearly see that these things were manufactured to keep the child's attention span. Not even a child, but a human being attention span. Now everybody's got a screen addiction. You look at any video or anybody chilling at home, like there's multiple screens going on. Like I'm guilty of it too. I got my computer screen's right here. I got a screen right here playing the game. I got a screen with a backdrop around. Like there's a screen addiction going on, and we're not addressing it. Like we don't need more iPads. We don't need more technology like that because we see what we go use it for. We use it to entertain ourselves. We use it for dopamine pushing, and you can see like when people have shit that they want to do, like they're gonna fight for that, like fight for the fact that you get on the internet, watch memes and shit, scroll, like. So then I get why people want you to just kind of sit back and just be like whatever. It's like you're not helping. Like You're just sucking up resources, and in reality, all this stuff is for the for the future, the kids, not for us. Like, it's not for the people that like think it's for them. It's dead ass not. You know, so I just want to leave this behind so that they can look back like, oh, this is interesting. Like, this is not primetime entertainment. It's not for. It's just if you fuck with me, you fuck with what I'm talking about, you fuck with how I play the games, you fuck with like how we run our channel, then definitely join. Definitely, you know, come be a part of it. We want to grow, but I'm not selling you guys snake oil. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not selling you guys crap. You guys aren't gonna get crap from me. I will not sell a bullshit product. So that's just my stance, and I think I'll forever die on that. So that's kind of ooh, tight running shorts. So we did it. All right, 97.76. Okay, we hit the 100 on the thing. That's pretty fire. And we finished class today too, so we are like, we're getting there. So let's go sleep, and then let's go get a bike, and we just ride around for the last maybe 20 minutes, and then hopefully that's 100% right there. Like, hopefully, you know, we never know. We never know with this game. I feel like in some runs, I get that way before.
Can't wait to get with all.
In some of my runs, I get that.
There's gotta be a. Say your prayers.
Why do I get so nervous?
You know what I mean? So we're in trying times. Yeah, it's pretty mid. All right, 85. I don't know how long that would take. 15 kilometers. How long would it take us to bike 15 kilometers? We'll find out right now. Did all the classes already. Biking. Yeah, I just, you know, this would have took like what, 4 or 5 episodes. I don't think you guys deserve that, especially for not doing music and shit. Not music. We're not doing like school. We're not doing. We're just running around biking and shit. You guys, that's boring. So why would I give that to you?
Tiger. Yeah, you. Come here a sec. And let me ask you something.
Hey.
What the fuck, man?
How's it going?
Ford, over here. I got a favor to ask.
So.
Hi, Tiger. Yeah, you. Come here a sec.
What, like?
Hey, Ford, over here. I got a favor to ask.
Like, this guy's.
Hi, Tiger. Yeah, you.
Like,
come here a sec.
he's ODing.
Hey, Ford.
Hey,
Hey, Ford, over here.
All right.
Hi, Tiger.
How are things?
Hey, Ford.
You cool?
Hi, Tiger.
You okay?
Hey, Ford. Over
Hey there.
Hi, Tiger. Yeah, you. Come here a sec. And let me ask you something. Hey, Ford, over here.
Like, he's not ODing.
Oh! He was
I'll see what I
always
can
so nice to me.
Yeah, he's a cocksucker. Sorry. I mean that though. I'm not mad about what I said. Like, get a fucking life, bro. Get some bitches. Get some hoes. Got it. But yeah, that's the life we live right now. And it's not the most fun, but it is what it is. Like, get a fucking job. You're blocking up traffic. Like, and that's what dick suckers do. Anyway. Let's go drop off these flowers. That's great. weird as fuck. Anyway. Not too crazy. 99.8. 2/10 of a percentage. Where we at with this? 86.44. So we're just gonna ride around until we hit 100. This episode's gonna be a little long, but that's, you know, I'm okay with that. You know, we want to tie up all the loose ends. We want to just bike, get everything we need. Because, again, like I said, just giving you guys one episode every day. I mean, one episode per day was good when we had like things to do. But when we don't have much to do, it's like, nah. Like, we're just gonna run and bike a lot. Like, you guys don't need to watch the episode every day for that. I won't kill you guys. You guys don't deserve that shit. But nah, yeah, I'm really excited. Really excited. I kind of think I did have to get a little bit off my chest. I guess I wasn't feeling the state of the world. I felt like the world wasn't. Again, I don't need the world to cater to me. It's just I really, you know, it has to be fair, and I felt like the world wasn't being fair for me. You know. I'm not someone who's like, oh my god, life is all unfair. Like, it's all about me. It's all about me. Like, it ain't all about me. But we don't even, like, it's just hard. We don't have any community, and it's like, it makes you want to have kids, but then it's also like, that might not necessarily be the answer. Like, you might not necessarily need kids, you know, for all that, for what you think, but, you know, when you have a family, people, they respect that shit. Like, they, you know, you get more leeway, more pull. That's just how I feel. Just biking around.
Stupid piece of junk.
What the fuck? Why'd the camera do that?
Yeah!
Excuse me, that was a burp. Belch, I should say. Last week was Father's Day. Yes, last week was Father's Day. Last week, Dia de Padre.
Booyah!
Boom shakalaka. Yeah, now 90. Wonder what the fuck is a kilometer? Kilometer. Kilometre. Kilometre. 13. 5 kilometre. About 3 miles. 3 miles. Run a lot of 5Ks. I might run a 5K after filming this shit, honestly. Just to get all my angst out. I notice when I don't run, I get like more sluggish, and I have to hit my runs every day. If I don't run, it don't have to be every day, but like at least 5 to 6 times a week. And I try not to run too hard or too heavy, or too fast. Like if I run, like this week in particular, I had to miss Monday, Tuesday because it was rained out, and then Wednesday, Thursday. I never run on a Wednesday, just because I feel like, you know, you have Saturday and Sunday on the ends of the weekend, the weekends, the front and the beginning, so it's 2 ends. So that leaves 5 days in the middle, so that means Wednesday as a literal hump day is a literal hump day. Like I use Wednesday as my, like, okay, I beat my body into submission, let me take take a break. And I use Wednesdays for that. But I ran Wednesday. I ran Thursday. I usually run Thursday, Friday. What the fuck just happened? Anyway, I ran Monday. I ran Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's 3 days in a row. I skipped Saturday. It's Sunday night. I have work in the morning, but I want to run because I have not been running this weekend. Even if I do a little 5K, a little 4 miles, I'll do it. But I want to beat Bully first. I want to get that up there. And I haven't checked my phone. I put it to charge, but I gotta see what's up. But I like to run because when I was younger, I never ran. I never did any of the cardio stuff. I like to play basketball and stuff. I remember I told you guys that, but not in that sense. Like, I was never like could run long distance or like run for like my stamina has always been a problem. So I always focused on my running as much as I could. Now, I've been running for a little while, about a year now and change. I'm fully committed to running, and I've seen nothing but great benefits. Like, I've looked my best in my opinion. I feel great. My clothes have taken a beating. Like, my clothes have gotten stinky. My clothes have gotten nasty. My clothes have gotten like, ugh. But that's merely because obviously running and you're sweaty and you're stinky. That's what happens. But it's just so funny. I started running, definitely saw the health benefits to it, and that being like, I was obviously like, I could breathe better. I wasn't feeling as good. My skin felt more clear. I noticed when I wasn't smoking or running, both, like smoking weed or whatever. I noticed when I was smoking and not running, like I felt nasty. I felt sluggish. I felt nasty. And then when I started running, I started feeling way better. Now, don't get me wrong. It's very, I still smoke some weed. And that's probably the hardest part for me to, let go, not because of anything with the weed, it's like, it's more of like a relaxation thing, and, it's something that I definitely want to quit, because there's just more benefit in not doing it, and I want to be more in control. I never used to smoke weed or anything like that. I actually started doing that when I got to college, and I'm not one of those people who, I'm definitely not one of those people who are going to tell you that smoking weed is the worst thing you can do. I don't think that. I don't judge people who smoke weed. But at the same time, it can breed some crackhead behavior. I'm not oblivious to that. So I don't like that about it. I don't like that I'd be like, it's also the environment too. Like, I'd be stressed out coming from work. It's like where I lay my head and shit. Like, it's not the most like peaceful, driven place. There's a lot of commotion, a lot of noise. It's just really not ideal for that. But I don't really want to, being high is fun, cool, and all that stuff, but it gets boring. It's just interesting. You don't need it. You don't need it. All right, we're at 94. I think we can be done by the day, so I think this will be our final lap around. Yeah, this episode was more of like me talking. You guys getting to hear me talk a lot. And it's not that I don't like talking, it's just more like I usually don't have that much to say. I had a lot to say. What's today, the 28th? Yeah, July 1st. Watch when they put all these new laws and all these new world, I call it New World Order because it deadass is. Whenever they have a new initiative or incentive, July 1st, watch. It's coming out. It's launching. So, everybody's got to get it, everybody don't got to get shit. If you don't want to pay attention, you don't want to take the time to see what's going on, then you don't have to. And I'm done trying to force people to do this.
All right!
I don't need anybody to be on the same page. Especially when everybody just wants to be on the same page. So, oh my god, he's going to kill that girl. He killed that girl. And himself. And what the fuck was that about?
Woo!
can't give me his...
Alright, where are we at now? 95. Yeah, let's just go around this thing a few more times and we should be done. I hope we get to 100% like with that, and then we can save, call it a day. And
Failed again. That was awful. Do not hit me or I will hit you back.
You're not very good at...
alright, we got 4 more kilometers to go. And I think after this, I think I might deadass run. I put my fanny pack to... I have a fanny pack to run. Put my fanny pack to charge. I have a speaker connected to it. I can't run without... Not without music, but I like to run with music, I should say. And then on top of that, I'm very... You guys have seen me... You guys have seen me in my videos sometimes. I get really sweaty. I don't... Okay, I'm not a hypochondriac, and I'm also not a person who likes to self-diagnose. So, I will not say I have hyperhidrosis or hypohidrosis. I'm not going to say I have that. However, I live a very, very, very sweaty life, and I'm talking way more than the average person. I'm talking my girlfriend hates to lay in bed with me sometimes because I sweat the bed out. Like, I'll sweat the mattress out. That's one. Running, all my clothes, I told you they stink. I'm not afraid to admit that. Because I do, it's a part of working out, but it's also something I have to deal with. Like sitting here talking, I'm damp, pause, but I'm damp. Like, I took a walk today, I came back stinky. Like, it's just a life that I hate to live, and trust me, women hate it. Just trust me, like, women fucking hate it. I've been with multiple women in my life, and it's just not something that they could get behind. And then on top of that, I've never really met a sweaty lady. Not to say ladies can't be sweaty, but like, I haven't met a sweaty lady, so I think I'm the sweatiest person I know. I get swamp ass a lot. I love to dance, and when I dance, I usually leave the dance floor damp, like soaking wet, talking. So yeah, like, I'm just telling you guys, that really is my life. Like, and you know, it's not fun. It's definitely not the most ideal way of life. And you know, my girlfriend's like, yo, take some pills to get. I'm like, nah, I'm not taking no goddamn fucking pills for sweat. Like, you know, I'll just drink more water. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, and this has been a thing my whole life. Like, I've had this problem my whole life. It's not a new issue. Like, this has been a constant theme of mine for my life about sweating, being sweaty dude. Like, it's real. It's real, man. It's real. It's real. It's real out here. All right, we got 2 kilometers left. I don't know if we're gonna make it in time, but you know, yeah, I can deal with that. Like right now, I'm sweating. Like my underarms are sweating. It makes me not want to shave sometimes because, like, I'm talking like my body.
Oh yeah!
I'm having an adult convo. It's about my body, like shaving my body hair, because like the trap smells. But then like if I shave, I sweat more, and it's just it's not a trade-off I want. You know, it's not the most ideal trade-off, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, can't help it, bro. This is how it goes. Where we at now? About a kilometer left. Yeah, we're gonna have to get off in one more full day. All right, one more full day. Not even a full day, just one more day, like one more going to sleep session. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, I hope this is the last piece, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little different than what I'm normally used to. I'm very technical, very analytical about the game, more gameplay focused, but today I wanted to spend some time just chatting. Like, I wanted to talk. I don't really talk too much. And in real life, like, I know I have a lot of opinions, but in real life, I really don't talk like that. I Like, I have my opinion, but I'm very diplomatic. I'm very civil convo-esque. Like, you can have whatever civil conversation with me about whatever you want.
Hurt.
You know, just being honest. I'm really, you know, I'm excited for the new series coming out for the channel, and I want it to grow. Definitely hit me up, man. Definitely, you know, I actually treat this like an actual platform where, you know, you can come say what's up, talk to me, get to know me. I want to get to know people, like, for this, you know, specific people that are interested in this stuff. Like, I'm interested in this stuff, and, you know, there's obviously a demographic of people who listen. I don't know if I'm tapping into that market necessarily, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how the appeal works, but I hope I have a little appeal to somebody. Or I have appeal to myself. That's why I enjoy what I do. But you get what I mean. What are we at? 99, 3/10 of a kilometer left. Oh, we hit it already. Oh wait, no, we just did it. Spandex bike shorts unlocked. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. I think we did it. I see no. Okay, I'm glad those stats were there. We got busted twice on some bullshit, and we've never passed out, but we did get knocked out twice on some fighting. No, no one. Wait, have I got knocked out? I fell twice, and I did lose a fight for the preppies, but that I didn't get knocked out technically. I think I lost that fight. Oh no, doesn't count as losing that fight. So hey, whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, everything in between, whatever the fuck. I know you saw that. That's 100%. We have officially. We don't have all the room trophies, which is kind of funny. I wonder what all the room trophies are. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna do some research really fast. Only available. Obviously, I have the gnome, the tombstone, the jack-o'-lantern. I got all the posters, the go-karts, the bike racing, all levels of the paper route. I got that already. Dodgeball, did that. We did math. We did all that. Blah 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 blah. Final showdown. Showdown at the plant. Smash it up. Yeah, we did that. We did that. Whatever. Well, I can't figure out what the other two trophies are, but anyway, regardless, we have 100% in Bully. We've unlocked all the secrets, not all of them, but we've unlocked a majority of stuff, and I am super geeked about it. Let's go and save and, you know, end this episode, and, you know, we can finally move on and we can join a new series with Solid Delta. And with that, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Bully, man. It's been a great series. I know this one's a little bit longer, but I just wanted to, you know, get these. I didn't want to waste you guys' time with doing like 5 more videos of us just biking and running. I thought it'd be like, hey, let's just knock all that stuff out in one take. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode in this series of Bully, man. I want to thank you guys again for joining and, you know, being a part of Swimmer Drown Gaming. You know, joining Swavy and myself to, you know, join the channel and join, you know, the movement. So thank you guys again. Thanks for listening to my spiel, and I'll see you guys in the next series, man. Peace out, ciao. See you later.